Okay, guys, so this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but it also has to be said. I was just listening to a story on the news where a man of color, I believe they said he was black and Latino, was pulled over by police, and he was ultimately pepper sprayed, and he's now suing the police department, and the officer apparently was terminated who used that force on him. But during the audio recordings of this traffic stop, the officers are clearly, really wound up in the red, and they're talking about get out of the car, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. You didn't even tell me. And then he says, I'm serving my country, and this is how you treat me. And then the lawyer also reiterates that same sort of that feeling that, this is an officer, what are they going to do to a normal person? Look, he is a normal person. Your uniform does not make you a more superior person. And I grow tired of this notion that there's only one way to serve your country. And I get it. We've been indoctrinated with this love for the military. I get it. And like I said, it's going to be unpopular. And it has nothing to do with disrespect for the flag or whatever people want to lob it like they did with Kaepernick or anything like that. What I'm saying is we're all equal. And we all have a job, and we all do a job. Some jobs have different qualifications. Some jobs have different, results. Some jobs have different payoffs. But we all make this society work. We all make the society work, and this is, it's hard because my brother, is military. I've got some really good friends that were military. I'm not disparaging what they chose as a path, but it cannot mean that somebody is a better citizen. It doesn't mean that you have more rights. It doesn't mean that you have a stronger opinion in a debate. Because I'm sure we've all seen that one where you debate online and somebody says, well, I served. I don't know what that means. But what I do know in my mind and in my heart is that it can't possibly mean that you're a better citizen or that somehow you have more rights. It can't. Otherwise, there's a whole lot of people who will never enjoy that. Never mind if you just choose not to join the service. What about the people who physically cannot? What about the people who psychologically, emotionally cannot? What if you have a background where you cannot? So you're telling me that immediately there's a whole bunch of people that are just lopped off from society. Bullshit. My father was a teacher for 45 years. He had polio, so there's no way he would have been able to serve in the military. You're telling me that 45 years of educating people somehow falls backwards behind somebody who may have served 4 to 8 years in the service? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And I'm pissed at the notion. I'm pissed at the notion that we haven't gotten past this yet. That people who, great, you've served, but what about our teachers? Hasn't this pandemic taught us anything about what our teachers, about the medical community? Are you serious? Are you serious? This is nuts. This is nuts. And it drives me to a distracted point where it's like, it's not how our society should be. We cannot boost or prop one group of people up over another based off of occupation. You can't, because you can't measure them as a person. And if we learned anything from Dr. King, it's content of character over color of skin, occupation, economic bracket, you name it. And not everybody in a uniform of any occupation is a decent person. We have to qualify them based off of them. You can't just give passes for everything just based off of a single occupation. And again, I get it. This is going to be an extremely unpopular opinion, but it has to be said because I know too many good people who did not serve, who are a great example for so many others. Volunteers, activists of all walks. people running free food kitchens, people volunteering in those. You're telling me that they don't deserve to get, cuts to the front of the line in the airport, discounts? Teachers should be getting discounts at stores because a lot of them are coming out of pocket. A lot of them are paying for the supplies that your kids and mine are using in schools because they're not getting them. Really. The next time you want to thank somebody for their service, make sure that you're doing it all the way around. You meet a teacher, you know what? Thank you for your service. Thank you for raising our children in an education system that may not always have their best interest. The coaches that have something to do with your children, just developing themselves and having confidence to play a sport, instrument, you name it. The people that are driving our trucks, the medical community. There's a whole lot of people serving this country. We got to stop this dividing. Got to stop it. Even with the essential worker. When it first came out, everybody was essential workers. I was deemed an essential worker. Suddenly it went straight to the medical. Respect to the medical community. But there's a whole lot of people that kept things going, that kept themselves going, that kept this country going, the world for that matter, by getting up every day and going out in a pandemic and working. I can't say it any clearer. And if you think that this is disrespectful towards a group of people based off of occupation, fine. But I'm going to say it anyways. And it needs to be said. And I could be wrong, but I'm sure that there's other people who agree. At least hopefully they've heard this argument and said there's some merit to it. There's a whole lot of people serving this country in many different ways. Because like I said, not everybody can get into the military. Not everybody can get into the police force. Not everybody will make it as an EMT, doctor, firefighter, teacher for that matter. But there's still a lot of good people, and it takes the entire village. Stop propping one group up over another. We're all supposed to be equal. That's what I was heard. That's what I was told. That's what I heard. That's what I always hear. Anytime there's a protest of some sort, oh, no, we're all Americans. Okay, cool. Then do that here. Do that here. I'm done with my rant. And I hope this, again, maybe flips some switches on. And if you disagree, that's fine. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.